go to Premier Smith on the tariff issue so we could just sort of package up the last of this. And then we'll actually go on to Stellantis after the ad break. So Premier Smith, this is a video from her. She says, throughout the U.S. tariff dispute, our team has worked to strengthen Alberta's relationship with our American allies by reminding them that North American prosperity and U.S. energy dominance cannot happen without Alberta oil and gas powering the way. What a difference she is from our other anti-American premiers. It's encouraging to see our two nations relationship improving, and that both sides recognize the mutual benefit of increasing Canadian oil exports to the U.S. as a cornerstone of our future trade relationship. I'm old enough to remember that she was called a traitor for such things. Let's watch this clip of her on Fox News, because that's what Republicans watch. So you should go on Fox News and not CNN and MSNBC like Doug Ford. Anyways, let's watch this.
Drill, baby, drill, and open the pipeline and send your oil to America. Is that right?
We in Alberta would love to increase the amount of oil and gas we send to our southern neighbors.
I think that Alberta has such a great partnership with the U.S. on their energy dominance aspiration.
As long as these tariffs stay in place, we're going to have to start looking for new markets. I prefer to work with the Americans on increasing the amount that we sell.
I always look at it as more like cooperation as opposed to competition, because we can fuel and feed different markets than America can, and it doesn't diminish at all the American aspiration for dominance. I think, in fact, Canada and U.S. together are going to be the ones that can achieve that energy dominance for all of North America.
I have told the Secretary I could always sell 2 million barrels of oil to someone else other than the United States if they would like us to, because that's essentially the trade deficit.
Yeah. Getting discount oil and gas from Canada, upgrading it, and then having us buy back good American products, that's actually the kind of symbiotic relationship that we want to have.
I've been wanting to double our production in Alberta since I got elected a couple of years ago. And America is our best friend and trading partner. We know that we benefit from more oil production. Americans benefit from more oil production, and we hope that we can find a mutually satisfactory way of going forward so that we can increase our production and build more pipelines.
We have everything we need to secure our mutual energy supply indefinitely and achieve North American energy dominance. And if we can get it right, the future of our continent looks very bright indeed.
Stop threatening to sell the U.S. less energy, and let's promise to sell them more, because I think that's the pathway to a solution, and it seems like that seems to be the nature of the conversation. Let me tell you how Canada being able to provide you raw materials or critical minerals or energy and natural gas allows you to have energy dominance in the world. Let me tell you how me selling you more of our energy allows you to keep prices low for your consumers so that you can have your great American companies build great goods that we will buy back, and we buy your goods back at a volume greater than any country in the world.
My view is we want to enrich and enhance that relationship. I'd love to see another couple million barrels of oil per day going down to the U.S., because I know that the ambassador's spoken about this, as has the U.S. president, about global energy dominance. I think that North America can do that with Alberta providing the backbone.
The government of Alberta's ambition is to double oil and gas production. This added capacity objective is critical to Alberta and our most important trading partner, the United States. It's in both of our countries' best interests to double the amount of Canadian crude moving south.
That's the best feeling. That's why we're in this business. We love to see the clients grow from the time they walk in to the time that they're employed and after. It's amazing to see the confidence build, their digital skills build, their life improve. It's not just about helping the client that walks in the door, but it's about helping their family, their home life. It's a holistic support to help with the barriers that get in the way of successful employment.
She's amazing.
She's great. Isn't that, according to the Doug Fords of the world, according to the Mark Carneys of the world, according to much of the Liberal cabinet, everything she just said there amounts to some sort of sedition, where she's trying to sell the Americans oil and gas in a mutually beneficial relationship, the kind of relationship that we have known since the founding of our countries. We have or at least we did up until very recently, the single largest trading and military partnership human history has ever known. And the Liberals have managed to undo it. And she's trying to keep it together And yet that's her being a traitor. If you ask your liberal friends who are like, she's got to turn off the pipeline. How about we turn it off to you? How about that? Angelica, go ahead before we say bye to you.
Right. So, of course, we see liberals are blocking the prosperity of Canada, of Alberta. And the US wants to work with us, but their policies are preventing us from actually doing that. And what we've seen as well is investors leaving Canada at rapid rates because they know that they're not going to be able to do what they want to do here. I have a friend that's selling a home here in Springbank, and she's telling me that they're having a very hard time selling their home because of how many people in the oil and gas industry have actually left Alberta to move to places such as Texas. So their policies are creating some serious, serious problems in this nation because it's going to affect our future.
Let's go to Mark.
Yeah, I don't know if people know this, but Mark Carney's Brookfield purchased Colonial Pipeline, okay? And that closed last at the end of August, so a month ago, for just under $10 billion. Colonial Pipeline is the largest network of pipeline in the United States. What does this all mean? That means that every pipeline that is not built in Canada makes Mark Carney rich, okay?
Right.
So he has a vested interest in making sure there is zero pipelines in Canada, because otherwise, if we start building these pipelines, his investment in the United States is going to go down. He doesn't want it to go down. And we all know Mark Carney has 91% of all his assets are located in the United States, the most conflicted prime minister in Canadian history. Every time something goes bust in Canada, it makes him rich.
Isn't that interesting? Mark, remind me to invite you to our Brookfield Octopus Dissect, where we draw a map for the people of Canada to see how many ways Mark Carney is being conflicted with his investments in Brookfield. But what a difference, going back to Danielle Smith, what a difference in tone she takes with the Americans. It's almost as if she understands that they need to like us to do business with us, that it is better for everyone if your closest neighbor and biggest trading partner thinks well of you. So here you have David Eby crying Ichabod Crane tears over there in British Columbia. Well, how did those sharp elbows work out for you, David Eby? How did they? Looks like Danielle Smith is in a much better position than you fools.
I can't imagine the Americans who now are tariffing the daylights out of his lumber took kindly to the fact that he threatened to cut off access to the Alaska Highway, the highway the Americans paid to build, so that they could have connected access to Alaska. And he said, no, we're going to deny them access to it. Yeah, how did that work out for you, David Eby? Let's hit an ad break. And we'll come back and talk about how some of the other premiers are dealing with trade wars, like Doug Ford and his absolute adversarial take on any sort of relationship with, I think, any country in the world, or Alberta, actually, because he weighed in on the EV tariffs.